Hi, I'm Alice Keeler, and I love a spreadsheet. So let's dive right into how do we put information into the spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is a table. It has rows and columns, and you can use it to organize and manipulate your data. And it's super fun. So here we're in a sample spreadsheet, and you'll see that we have these columns and we have rows. Now the column indicators are those letters along the top. So you can see I have column A highlighted and then column B highlighted, and that very top row is not really a row, it just lets you know which column you're in. Now let's look at the rows. You'll see that we also have row indicators. So right now I've highlighted all of row 5, and I did that just by clicking on that number on that left hand side. They are numbering the rows, just like the columns are lettered instead of numbered. But if you click on those column indicators, it's going to highlight that entire column. To enter data into a spreadsheet, you simply click on the cell you want to enter data into and start typing. So you see we have this spreadsheet. It is a table of cells. So everywhere you click, you'll see I'm clicking on a single cell. You can also highlight a range of cells. But I'm just going to click on a single cell. You can see by the column indicator that I'm in column B, but I haven't highlighted all of column B. And I'm in row 13, but I have not highlighted all of row 13. I'm in cell B13. Here is cell B5 and cell C5. And they're right next to each other because they're in the same row, which is 5. So we do name our cells first by the column letter and then by the row number. And all you have to do to add data is start typing. So I'm going to type Alice, Nancy, and I'm going to type a number in here, and I'm going to put a date. Just like that, you can type in any cell, just simply single click and start typing. Now you notice in that spreadsheet that the columns are all a set width. Well, you can adjust the width of a column simply by dragging the edge of the column indicator or by double clicking on the edge of the column indicator. Let's take a look. So this time I'm going to type an entire sentence. I'm going to click into any cell, just simply single click and start typing. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Now, what do you notice is that that sentence is way longer than the cell. And so it's only this wide, but the sentence goes out to there. Now, here's the problem with that. Not only is it taking up real estate into other cells, if I were to type into the cell next to it. So this is cell F10, which you can see by the column indicator F, it's highlighted up at the top, and row 10 is highlighted to the left. And you can also find that value right here. You see it says F10. Now I'm going to go in the cell just to the right of F10. So I'm going to be in the same row 10. You can see that the row indicator 10 is still highlighted, but I have column indicator G highlighted now instead of F. And if you look up here in that upper left-hand corner, right above the row indicator, you see this name box. It says that I am in G10. So you know that is the address where if I start typing, the cow jumped over the moon, that it is entering that value right into G10. Push enter. Now I don't want to let that pass so quickly. If you don't push enter after entering text into a cell, it won't save. This is really important to understand. I've seen new users using Google Sheets and they'll type something and then they'll go use some sort of a menu or exit out and then the text isn't saved. So you do need to push enter or hit the tab key because the tab key is going to go to the right to go to the next cell. So you need to do something to finalize your entering of text into that cell. Very important. So now I have some information in cell G10, but it's actually truncated or cut off the information in F10. That's because the default is that your text is going to overflow into the next cells, and it's actually hidden. It's not gone. So if I click here on F10 and you look up here at the function formula line, you're going to see the full text. You can actually even expand this, give it some more room if you want to see the full text. But if you want to make it visible in the cell, and you probably do, you're going to need to adjust the width of that column. What we're looking for is to get in between those column indicators. So you'll see that I am in column F. I'm going to go all the way up there to where you see the F, that is the column indicator, and I'm going to move my mouse to the right to get it right in between column indicator F and column indicator G. So you'll notice, whoop, did you see that? The mouse changed. It went from an arrow into this like double arrowy looking thing because I'm right on that border. As I go right to the left, comes back to an arrow. Oh, that's a finger so that I can select values or options in the column. And then I can go to the right just a little more. There we go. And you'll see that way that the mouse looks right now is going to allow me to, I'm going to hold down my mouse. I'm clicking and holding down, and I'm going to pull it to the left, and I'm able to make it skinnier, or I can pull it to the right and I can make the column wider. So you're going to want to adjust those column widths to be as wide or as skinny as you want them to be, just by you got to get in between. You got to go all the way up to the top. You see here I'm in between column indicator C and column indicator D, and I'm going to just move that to the left and I made it skinnier, or I move it to the right and make it wider. Now that's cool, but there's a really cool trick that you can do that makes this even faster. If you double click, instead of dragging, making it wider, making it skinnier, you just double click and it's going to automatically resize that column. So again, I'm going to come in between that column indicator. So you can see I'm just on the edge in between column indicator F and column indicator G. And then I'm just going to double click and you'll see it just resize that right up to be the width of the data in that column. I'm going to come over here in between column indicator G and column indicator H, and I'm going to double click there, right? And it's now adjusted it for the cow jumped over the moon. I can still manually make it wider and skinnier, but that double click makes it really quick to size it up correctly. So I'm going to come in between E and F, double click, between C and D, and double click. And you'll see that the width of that column is actually set to the width of the longest piece of data. So it says Alice, as opposed to the width of the 13. And then I'll double click in between column indicator A and B to resize column A. Now, if I just type in some numbers, 1, 2, 3, now notice here, I have not entered the data into that cell. It's still in edit mode. I do have to push enter. Now you can see the value is in that cell. I'm going to come up here to column indicator H, and I am going to double click, and whoop, you'll see how skinny that column became really quickly. So one last thing, this also works with rows. And so you can actually make the rows taller or skinnier, again, by hovering over that row indicator, getting in between the row indicators and dragging them, or double clicking. So let's take a look. So now we're looking at the rows. I'm over here, you'll see I have row 6 is highlighted, and I'm going to get in between row indicator 6 and row indicator 7, and you'll see that it has that same mouse change. I'm going to click and hold down, and I can make it taller or I can make it skinnier.